Most of what you're suffering from isn't actually happening, it's in your head. Seneca said this thousands of years ago, and most people still refuse to see it. Because if you're honest, most of your stress is not coming from reality. It's coming from what you think might happen, from the stories you create, from the scenarios you rehearse over and over again. You're not reacting to what is, you're reacting to what could be. If you're serious about taking control of your mind, subscribe, because most people stay trapped in this cycle for years and never understand why they feel constantly overwhelmed. Look at your life right now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. How much of what you're worried about is actually happening in front of you? Not imagined, not predicted, not assumed. Actually happening. The answer is almost always very little. But your mind doesn't treat it that way. It takes a thought and turns it into something real. You imagine a conversation going wrong. Your body tightens. You imagine failure. Your mood drops. You imagine losing something. Your focus disappears, and nothing has actually happened. That's the trap. You're reacting to imagination as if it's reality. Your mind creates a possibility and then convinces you it's inevitable. It takes a small concern and expands it into something heavy. It exaggerates, distorts, and repeats until you start believing it. And once you believe it, you start feeling it. And once you feel it, it starts controlling your behavior. You hesitate, you delay, you avoid. Not because something is wrong, but because your mind has already convinced you that something will go wrong. Think about how often you've done this. You've worried about things that never happened. You've stressed over outcomes that didn't matter. You've replayed moments that were already over. And in all of that, you suffered. Not once, but repeatedly. You suffered in imagination, and then sometimes again in reality, and then again in memory. You turned one possible moment of discomfort into multiple cycles of stress. And for what? For control. You think that if you imagine every worst-case scenario, you'll be prepared. You think that if you worry enough, you can reduce the impact. But that's not preparation. That's self-inflicted pressure. Worry doesn't protect you. It just makes you experience problems before they exist. And most of the time, those problems never arrive. Reality is usually much simpler than what your mind creates. The thing you were worried about rarely happens the way you imagined. And when it does happen, you handle it. You adapt. You respond. You move through it. Because when you're dealing with something real, you're present. But when you're dealing with imagination, there are no limits. Your mind can create scenarios that are far worse than anything reality would produce. It can take uncertainty and turn it into fear. It can take a possibility and turn it into a certainty. And you carry that weight as if it's real. That's why your mind feels heavy. Not because your life is too much, but because your thoughts are. So the question is not how do you stop thinking? The question is, how do you stop believing everything you think? Because not every thought deserves your attention. Not every thought deserves your reaction. And not every thought reflects reality. You need to create distance. The next time your mind starts running, pause. Don't follow it immediately. Don't react automatically. Just stop and ask one simple question. Is this actually happening right now? Not what might happen, not what could happen, not what you're afraid will happen. What is actually happening right now? Most of the time, you'll realize something important. You're fine. There is no immediate threat, no crisis, no disaster, just a thought trying to pull you somewhere else. And once you see that, you have a choice. You can follow the thought and continue the cycle, or you can let it pass and return to reality. That's where control begins. Not by eliminating thoughts, but by choosing which ones matter. Because when you stop reacting to imagination, your mind becomes quieter, your focus becomes clearer, your actions become more direct, and your suffering decreases. Not because life changed, but because you stopped adding unnecessary pressure to it. That's the difference between someone controlled by their mind and someone who controls it. One treats every thought as truth. The other questions it. One lives in imagined futures. The other stays grounded in reality. And that difference changes everything. Because your life is not happening in your imagination, it's happening now, in front of you, in real time. And the more time you spend suffering in places that don't exist, the more you miss what actually does. So bring yourself back, again and again. Every time your mind drifts, return to what's real, what you can see, what you can touch, what you can act on. Because reality is almost always manageable. Imagination is not, and the moment you stop confusing the two, you take back control of your mind.